All right, so for part 4 on worksheet 2 of unit 3, we're going to start by sketching, and I'm actually going to sketch on this plane, which we usually don't use. And I'm going to draw the triangle kind of shape. It's actually trapezoid that we see in the side view on the drawing. I'm going to start by going straight up, 35. I'm going to go in 15. And then I'm going to draw a line that is purposefully too long. And I'm going to tab and make sure that it's at exactly a 45-degree angle. So it doesn't matter how the length of that line. I'm also going to make a line then that goes horizontally, and I'm going to see where it meets that line before I then trim the extra away. Now I can use the fillet tool, and I can click these two lines, and the radius of the fillet that we want is 4, so I'll click 4. And then we can put that circle in since it's a hole that goes all the way through. The circle is 3.75 from the side. And 17.5 from the bottom, with a radius of, diameter 4. Okay. So now we can extrude this. And the width of it is 50. Now I'm going to sketch on the top here. And what we're going to be drawing is that kind of trapezoid shape. And so I'm going to try to rotate this to make it match my top view right now. With the top view, we have to go 9 from the side. And then 7.5 down. I'm actually going to draw that on the edge here, 7.5. And I'm going to draw that all the way across so we just know that that's going to be the bottom of our shape. Then I'm going to draw from the end of this 9 line. When I tab over to the degrees, I'm going to put 78 in tab. That looks right. And now I can make it as long or short as I want. So I'm going to make it until it intersects that line that we clicked. Mine flipped over the y-axis. So I'm going to undo, and this time I'm going to zoom in so that I make sure it doesn't correct for me. Then we're going to do the same thing from the other corner. So I'm putting in 9. And then here it shows that it's going from the vertical. So that's 90 plus another 78, which is 168. So I type that in, and now I'm constrained to this side. I'm going to see where it intersects the line. And so now I have this shape. I'll use one more line tool to close the top of it. And this is the shape that we want to cut out. So I'm going to finish the sketch, extrude that shape. It looks like it is taking the whole trapezoid, which I want. And I'm going to show that it's going down. We want it to go all the way through. If we go look at that corner, it looks correct. So now the last thing that we need to do is make the hexagon. To do that, I'm actually going to have us go and draw on the bottom of the shape. Actually, we can draw from this top. So now I'm going to be looking first at the top view in order to situate this hexagon in the right spot, and then we're going to have to extrude it up and down. So we need to find where the center of the hexagon is going to be. We can see that it's 25 from the right side, so I'm going to draw that line, and I'm going to draw another line because it's 25 from the top as well. This is where the center of the hexagon is. And so now I'm going to go to create polygon. And this one is going to be circumscribed because we know how far from the middle to the outside edge, which is 12.5. So I'm going to write down 12.5. And I've got our polygon. Then the next thing we have to do is fillet all the corners. So I'm going to use the fillet tool. You can click each corner. You can also click each line on the side of a corner. And the radius that we're trying to fillet them to is 2. So I'm going to press 2 and enter. And that's actually all I'm going to do. We will create the holes after we extrude it. So I'm going to finish the sketch. And now we're going to extrude this whole region here. And we need to extrude it in 2 different directions and in 2 different distances. Now notice as soon as I go down and intersect with the shape, it defaults to making a cut. So we're going to change it back. So from that top plane, on our side view, we can see that we have to go up 15 millimeters and down 35 plus 22. So that's 57. So now we've got the shape going all the way down. We can then click the hole tool and select this face. Now first I'm going to start with the smaller holes, which we can see the details for on the top view. This is a countersink. The depth is 4 deep. The larger radius is 2.3. The smaller radius is 1. And then there is no drill point. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the reference of each of these and so for the last hole, we can click that same face, and then we can drag the blue dot, which is the center, until it selects right in the center of the hexagon. This is going to be a counter bore hole, and it is going to go all the way through. And so the larger radius is 8. Nope, excuse me, the larger radius is 12, which goes down 2, and the smaller radius is 8. And that should be done with part 4.